title, like Liz said, is why I started to come to the center and why I stayed. The very first time I heard about the center, it was then called Conscious Living. The convention center was hosting a health and wellness event. They had an area where someone was handing out the pamphlets regarding the Conscious Living Center. The person handing out the pamphlet was Wes. I spoke with him, and true to his nature, he was so enthusiastic about letting me know how much the center welcomes everyone. I took a pamphlet home which had the location and a brief message about the science of mind teaching. By the time I decided to check it out, the name was now changed to Center for Spiritual Living. I walked into the center and was greeted at the door. It was packed, a full house. Chairs were lined up in rows on both sides of the room. As the service got started, they had a 5-minute talk where one of the members would go to the front and talk about how the center and the teaching has made a difference in their daily lives. I was so impressed with how much this teaching and center meant to them. I became very interested. I wanted to learn more about the science of mind. The year I decided to become a member, COVID came and everything stopped. The center was now closed. So during COVID, I bought the Science of Mind book and read it completely. I enjoyed reading it, and I was so interested in all the things Ernest Holmes had to say. By the time I finished the book, I felt like I knew him. I felt like I was really beginning to understand this teaching. I was now hooked. Before coming to the center and learning about this teaching, I was often very annoyed at all drivers. Either they were driving too fast or too slow, and look out if they should cut me off. I would instantly give them the middle finger. This was a daily thing for me to do. But since learning about the science of mind teaching, I'm more aware of my thoughts and how they create my reality. I no longer do that. After reading the entire book of the Science of Mind and taking several classes, I felt I now had a better understanding of how this teaching worked. But this is where I get confused. Because if this center, our Center for Spiritual Living, is following this teaching, then how is it April, our spiritual director, has left? April's talks were always so true to this teaching. She did everything for the center. Sometimes she was a one-woman show, doing the meditation, the talk, the computer and PowerPoint, and running classes. And this was even after her having a double lung transplant. I think we took her for granted. I know I did. Now she's left. Then there was Elizabeth, such a friendly, positive person. Her talks were always so personal and emotional. You really got to see how authentic she is. She said in one of her talks, her job as a nurse was easier than being the president for this center. Sadly, she too left. Then there was Reverend Steph. She had new ideas and plans for the center. Every week, she was involving the members to ask what we wanted to see happen here. But she too left. Then Audrey took over, and that didn't last. She too had to leave due to her doctor's advice that this position was causing her too much stress. During the time before April's departure, there was a meeting to select the new board members. I was there that day, and it appeared to me that no one wanted the responsibility of being president. So Ian and Randy offered to take the roles of vice president and president. I felt both of them had been in these positions before, so this would be a good fit for the center. They both had the skills, experience, and leadership. However, that too didn't last. Randy has now resigned as the president. Thankfully, Ian has stayed on. Then we have Vivian, who volunteers her time and knowledge to do the finances for the center, including doing the members' income tax receipts. But she too has resigned. I don't know all the reasons why they have left their positions, but that doesn't matter. The point is clearly we need to get back to the science of mind teaching at our center. Here we have April, Elizabeth, Reverend Steph, Audrey, Randy, and Vivian. 6 people who all left their positions. They all gave their time and skills, and we all know how hard it is to get volunteers. Yet, how did we let them go? We need to get back to the basics, like Judy Flynn spoke about in one of her talks. Let's start by asking ourselves, why do we choose to come to the center? Is it because of the live band, the Optimistics, with Jeff, Tim, Andy, Barb, and Keith, that entertain us on Sundays? They give us their time and talent. Their songs they choose always fit with the message we receive from the talk or the video shown. We have a lot of members that get up and dance. 2 people come to mind, Wes and Kadasi. Others sing along or tap to the music, but all of us enjoying their live performance. How lucky we are to have them. Or do we continue to come because of the potlucks that Wendy and the other volunteers put on every month? The members get to enjoy a variety of food and fellowship. Or is it because of the Science of Mind Spiritual Circle that Shauna hosts every month, where members get to discuss the monthly magazine and share their thoughts about it? Or is it the meditations that Wes, Liz, and Taria do that calms the mind and body before the Sunday service begins? Or is it the friendships we made with like-minded people where we can really be ourselves? And one of the first friends I made was Bill, here at the center. Or maybe it's all the above. So let's remind ourselves that the people doing all these services are members wanting the center to continue and thrive. Each is willing to spare their time, talent, and skills so that we can enjoy coming to the center. We need all of us if this center is going to succeed. And let's not forget about the presiders, like Mardell, Wes, and Liz, that keep the service flowing so smoothly. And we can add Phyllis and Glenda to that list, as they have stepped up to that position also. And Glenda tried it a couple of weeks ago for the first time, and you would never have known it was her first time. She did a great job, and it's obvious that Phyllis has done public speaking several times, as she is a natural. All are great speakers, and we need them. And where would we be without the computer and PowerPoint people like Liz, Maxine, and Yvonne? All were willing to give it a try and have all succeeded. And how is it that these 3 members have shown up at exactly the right time we needed them? And we have Andre, who just last Sunday was helping out to fix the sound of the mic so we could hear Taria's talk. And a few weeks prior, he stepped in to play the drums with the band. We got to see and hear his talent, and clearly he's willing to help wherever it's needed. And what about Terry, that keeps the center so clean and find renters for extra income to help cover the costs of the building? And we have Rochelle, helping out after service, selling the used books for the center. Equally important, we have Bev and Barb, who made the tabletop decorations that are a perfect touch for the holiday season. And how about Deborah, that read us a poem that she wrote herself, and Jeff was able to make it into a song. What talent they both have. And what about Don, who willingly cut the grass all summer, even bringing his own lawnmower to do it? His willingness to cut the grass every week kept the center looking well maintained with the manicured lawn. Also, we have members like Mardell, who goes to Arizona for the winter, but watches and listens to the service by Zoom whenever it's available. And others who can't make it in person do the same. Furthermore, we have members like Daphne and Kathy, who drive in from Steinbach, and Taria from Kenora, just to be part of the center. Let's make it worth the trip. And I'd also like to mention about Shauna. The video she tapes for the band, the readers, and the talks, and puts it all on Facebook for all to see. She always goes the extra mile. She has to view several videos to select one to show. This, I'm sure, is very time-consuming. This effort is not only good for the past and present members, but hopefully it will attract new members What she does makes a big difference for our center. And if I didn't mention your name, know that you are just as important. With you coming to the center, you are supporting it, and we need you too. I would also like to thank all the members who have left these positions and the ones who have stayed on for all their time, skills, and hard work with helping to keep the center going. Going forward, let's support all the people who take on any position. Let us appreciate what each member does for the center. What a loss it would be to lose the center for all of us. So in closing, I'm hoping the center will continue, and I believe it will, when we follow the science of mind teaching by changing our thinking so that we can make this place a more fulfilling center for all of us, and to ask yourself the question, why do I choose to come here on Sundays? And so it is.